of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. 71 South Sudanese children were reunited with their mothers yesterday in rank of Upper Nile State after being separated in Sudan last week when the Sudanese authorities deported their mothers and left them behind in Khartoum. The United Nations mission in South Sudan has announced plans to close its field office in Torit, Eastern Equatorial State, as part of a broader downsizing exercise linked to global UN funding cuts. And the Deputy Governor of Central Equatorial State has firmly rejected the notion that the Juba City Council should serve as a retirement package for seasoned but less active political figures. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. 71 South Sudanese children were reunited with their mothers yesterday in rank of Upper Nile State after being separated in Sudan last week when the Sudanese authorities deported their mothers and left them behind in Khartoum. The reunion follows last week's forcible deportation by Sudanese authorities of about 111 South Sudanese women and their children who had been left behind in Khartoum. Speaking from rank, some of the women whom we didn't identify their names say they got their children, while others say their children are still missing. One of the women said, and I quote, "I returned to the country with my 4 children after they refused the first time last week. A policeman beat me and refused to let me take my children with them, but thank God I am back with the children now." Another said, and I quote, 3 and the other 6 had gone out looking for work and a livelihood. I returned with the 3, leaving the others. If I find another chance, I will go look for him and bring him back, end quote. In his part, member of Emergency Response Committee in the Rang County, Stephen Elia, commended Sudan's authorities for facilitating a delegation from Upper Nile during the search mission for the missing children. Meanwhile, the Rang County Commissioner Ding Deng thanked the UN Refugee Agency UNHCR for its role in the search and finding of these children. The United Nations mission in South Sudan has announced plans to close its field office in Torit, Eastern Equatorial State as part of a broader downsizing exercise linked to global UN funding cuts. The acting special representative of the UN Secretary General, Ms. Kiki Beho, made the announcement during a meeting with Eastern Equatorial State Governor on Tuesday. She explained that the closure is a result of a directive to reduce UNMISS operational budget by 18%, a move that has forced the mission to make what she described as hard decisions. The acting SRSG emphasized that the decision to withdraw from Torit was not a reflection of neglect, but rather a sign of confidence in the state's progress towards peace and stability. Ms. Beho assured the governor that UNMISS will continue to engage with the state authorities and local partners to identify ways to support ongoing peace-building and development efforts. The decision to close the Torit field office comes amid broader UN-wide budget reductions that have affected several peacekeeping and humanitarian operations globally. The United Nations has been grappling with significant financial shortfalls, forcing missions like UNMISS to streamline operations and focus resources on core priorities. Despite the closure, Ms. Beho reiterated that the UN remains committed to supporting South Sudan's peace process and development agenda, working closely with both national and local governments to consolidate the gains made in peace and stability. In response, Governor Luis Lobong Jore welcomed UNMISS's decision, expressing gratitude for the mission's long-standing support to the state and its people. He reiterated the government's commitment to sustaining the peace and stability achieved so far and pledged continued cooperation with the UN system in South Sudan. The Deputy Governor of Central Equatorial State has firmly rejected the notion that the Juba City Council should serve as a retirement package for seasoned but less active political figures. Paulino Lokudu Obede remarks yesterday came during a ceremony in Juba where he officially stalled the new leadership of the Juba City Council. Christopher Sarafino Wane was sworn in as the new mayor, joined by 3 deputy mayors. In his inaugural address, Deputy Governor Bede urged the new city leadership to prioritize effective and transparent service delivery, emphasizing that Juba requires transformative leadership with great ideas and great minds dedicated to improving urban services. He drew comparisons with cities in Europe and Asia, where mayors function as elder statesmen, focus on policy direction after decades of infrastructure development. However, he stressed that Juba's challenges demand energetic, hands-on leadership. His statement highlighted a call for renewed commitment and proactive governance to meet the growing demands of South Sudan's capital. This is iRadio Morning News. And now to the international scene. The leaders of Madagascar's Gen Z movement, whose protests helped topple President Andry Rajoelina, say they disapprove of the prime minister appointed by the country's new ruler. Colonel Michael Randrianirina led a coup last week and was sworn in as head of the state on Friday. On Monday, he named businessman Herin Salama Rajonarivelo as his prime minister. But in a statement on Facebook, Gen Z Mada said the appointment was made in a non-transparent manner and without consultation. Gen Z Mada added that the decision runs contrary to the desired structural change the movement was seeking. And Nicolas Sarkozy has become the first French ex-president to go to jail as he starts a 5-year sentence for conspiring to fund his election campaign with money from late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Not since World War II, Nazi collaborationist leader Philippe Pétain was jailed for treason in 1945 has any French ex-leader gone behind bars. Sarkozy, who was president from 2007 to 2012, has appealed against his jail term at La Santé prison, where he will occupy a small cell in its isolation wing. More than 100 people applauded and shouted Nicolas as he left his villa in the exclusive 16th district of Paris, holding his wife Carla Bruni Sarkozy by the hand. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. 71 South Sudanese children were reunited with their mothers yesterday in rank of Upper Nile State after being separated in Sudan last week when the Sudanese authorities deported their mothers and left them behind in Khartoum. The United Nations mission in South Sudan has announced plans to close its field office in Torrid, Eastern Equatorial State, as part of a broader downsizing exercise linked to global UN funding cuts. And the Deputy Governor of Central Equatorial State has firmly rejected the notion that the Juba City Council should serve as a retirement package for seasoned but less active political figures. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.